at the same time, we could say that we go more and more from economics to cultural commoditization. Well, the Lisbon strategy talks about culture as an important criteria for development, and more, and even more in our countries, in our European countries, because when the industry goes to the east, and when the industry goes to even furthermore to the Orient, we have to Asia, we have to think about new ways of living in our countries, in our region. And of course, culture is a central, a core element in our near future development. So we could talk about some of the theories of urbanism. I have no time here to talk about all of them, but I just refer to using Portuguese authors. Well, sorry about this word, it's not precisely English, this traditionalization, but well, I wanted to use the concept that Carlos Fortuna used. And when I talked about format urbanism, I'm using a concept of another sociologist, Claudino Ferreira, a young sociologist. Well, in fact, these two ways are the main ways of turning the local urbanism global. This traditionalization is to use the innovation elements of heritage. If we have a particular place that is coined as heritage, we can represent it as past, or just past, just memory, just history, or we can use the innovation elements of it. We can emphasize those elements in order to turn much more attractive to the nowadays hinterland. This is the transnational region, or even the global framework, in order to turn much more attractive this precise place to a market, a much more larger market. So that's what happened, for instance, with World Heritage in Porto. Okay, and when we apply to World Heritage, format urbanism is another thing. Format urbanism is when we use the global movements like Euro 2004 or like European Capital of Culture in order to create stadiums, or in order to create the Casa da Música, for instance. So we just create new things, if possible, new things that could be global in their attractive way, right? So, but I would say that besides those two concepts, we could talk also about peculiar urbanism. I would say, well, this trend is there already. When we refer, for instance, ethnographic tourism, so there are lots of people and more people that want to see how the real people live. They are not interested anymore in just heritage or just new big solutions. Very nice, very pretty, like, well, Oslo Opera, for instance, very nice building. But, well, besides that, We want to experience, and more people want to experience other ways of life. So people are eager for peculiar urbanism. People want to live like rural Portuguese people, at least for 1 week or 2 weeks. Galician people knows that, for instance. They are already doing those kinds of things. We are not in Portugal. So I would say that one of the trends is that we are going from spectacle, so urbanism as spectacle, to way of life. Well, because also there is some emptiness in our ways of life. So we want to experience the real thing, how the other people live. So I think we have to tackle all those things in order to create new things, in order to have solutions for us in terms of living, in terms of cultural elements, but also in terms of